Hello once again, I'm Johnny Dell and welcome to 49ers Playbook, the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. We're going to continue our review of the 49ers Week 6 win over the Los Angeles Rams. In this episode, we're going to continue talking about the pass defense. Robert Saleh's defense held Jared Goff to just 78 yards passing, a career low, and one of the league's highest scoring offenses to just 7 points. So we're going to take a look at two key plays late in the game that set up a 4th and 1 that the Rams did not convert. So this is 2nd and 1 in the fourth quarter, and the Rams are trying to get down the field into scoring position. And in my previous video, I had talked about how we played the pattern matching man defense. Now that defense can look great in the video that I showed earlier, and it can look like, it'll stop just about anything, but it does have its own pitfalls. One of those is it can be susceptible to when teams bring running backs out of the backfield, as those matching relationships can really change. And so here, the Rams, having seen that defense, having seen us run a pattern matching man, there's a lot of good offensive minds in the league. They know how to take advantage of that. So you can't just run the same sort of man coverage over and over again. And you have to have smart players to understand when you're on the field, when you run this, when you don't, and your defensive coordinator to know when the offense is trying to do things. This is going to be a play where we just run straight man coverage, but the Rams are expecting us to be in that pattern matching, and so we'll talk a little bit here about what that causes and the benefits to that for our team. So first, I'll just talk about what we're doing, and we're just going to be in man coverage, and how we align is how we're going to play this. We have K'Wan Williams is going to be here on the receiver. Then we have Emmanuel Moseley is going to be on Cooper Kupp. We have Richard Sherman was out of the game on this play. He's going to be, I believe that's Robert Woods. And then we're going to have Fred Warner on the running back. This is Jaquiski Tart. He's going to be on the tight end. And then we will just have Quan Alexander in a lurk over the middle, and same with Jimmy Ward. He's going to be the deep safety on this play. So we just run a straight man coverage. Now what the Rams are going to do is they're going to try and take advantage of what would be a pattern matching defense. So like I've talked about, if this is a pattern matching, the inside linebacker is going to be responsible for the first in-cutting route. The middle defender will be for the middle route. And so what the Rams are going to do here is they're going to take this receiver and they're just going to run him up on an out and up. And they're then going to take Cooper Kupp, run him on a hook over the middle. And the running back is going to be flared out on a swing into the flat. The idea here is that they're going to be trying to run interference on K'Wan Williams. If this was a pattern matching defense, he would be the one to be grabbing the running back. And so they're going to run both these verticals up to try and clog him up and make a rub pick action on him. So this is a way that that an offense can come back and try and take advantage of the defense that the defense is running, their specific call. But on this, what ends up happening is, because these receivers are expecting K'Wan Williams to be the one to pick up the running back, they're going to be running interference on him, and we're going to have Fred Warner, who's just going to be playing this very well, and he's going to have a free lane to go attack the running back. So this is a really good timed call by Saleh, or an adjustment on the field by the players. I can't tell you which one it is for certain, or if it's just part of the game plan that if they saw this kind of a look, that's how they do. Either way, it's a very good play. So if we jump back to the film here, at the snap, you're going to see as Jared Goff drops back, he's going to try and look the lurk defender off to the right to move him out of the field. And you see these two receivers are trying to run interference here on K'Wan Williams. He's jammed the inside receiver that he was over, and we got Emmanuel Moseley is sitting over the top on his route. So again, we're going to follow these guys. That's just straight man coverage. Fred Warner is attacking the running back. And so here you see they were not able to run interference because they're not sure which defender is actually going to be covering the running back. And the Rams are only trying to get 1 yard here. So this is pretty much a design play to this running back. These two guys are just here to run interference. Because if it wasn't, then they pretty much have an open throwing lane to Cooper Kupp. But Jared Goff turns, and right when he goes to turn, he's going to take a peek over here. You watch his head. He'll take a peek over, and he sees Fred Warner attacking. He knows his play's beat because he'd also seen Nick Bosa coming up the middle. I'll talk about that here in a second. And he's just going to throw this ball away. So, this isn't just a bad throw. He's just straight throwing this ball away. Says the second one, we're going to live to play another down. And Fred Warner makes sure the running back knows that he's there. So here's, again, an adjustment you can make to this pattern matching defense to try and not let the offense take advantage of you. Because, again, every defense has its weakness. So it's up to the defensive coordinator and the players on the field to understand that and understand what offenses are trying to do and adjust as you go. So this is a fun chess match within the chess match going on. I love the coverage on this play. I mean, Jared Goff had some places he could have gone with the ball. If we freeze it here, he's got a receiver because our corner fell down on the top. He's got a receiver open. He had Cooper Kupp open earlier. But as Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh have said, a good pass rush will help make quarterbacks do stupid things. So we'll jump to the end zone view and just look at how we schemed a pass rush here real fast. So we're going to run what's called the tackle and stunt. We have DeForest Buckner is right here behind the goalpost. It's kind of hard to see him. But what he's going to do is he's just going to attack up and attack in between the guard and the tackle. And then Nick Bosa is going to come around. And we have Solomon Thomas in what's called the plugger roll. What he's going to do is he's going to try and split the guard and the center to try and grab both of their attention. And then Eric Armstead's going to attack the tackle here and then work inside. Again, the big thing here is DeForest Buckner and Solomon Thomas. They're going to try and split the gap between the guard and the center to widen this gap to give a lane for Nick Bosa to come in. And they both do a really good job of this. So let's just look at it real fast. So we jump back to the film here. And at the snap, you're going to see DeForest Buckner attacks the outside shoulder of the guard. You see Solomon Thomas comes inside the guard to attack the center. He's purposely trying to do that, and you can see why here. It opens up a huge lane in the middle for Nick Bosa. And Nick Bosa does a good job of setting up the tackle. He's first going to attack his outside shoulder to get him to turn and take a step back. That way he will get him out of position to come underneath and also create more space for DeForest Buckner to come in, who's then able to wall everybody off. He attacks the tackle. Nick Bosa comes around, and the guard is too slow in reacting. So right here, Jared Goff, as he's trying to work through this play, he sees this is taken away over here, even if he wanted to go there. But I do believe this was a design play to the running back. He's just trying to look defenders off, and by the time he's looking back around, he's staring at Nick Bosa coming at him. That's not a good view for any quarterback, and so he throws the ball away. So this is a way we've, again, schemed a pass rush. This is two players setting up one player for a free rush. So just watch these two guys and watch how they do that. This isn't like the old Justin Smith way that they used to do it, where he would hit this guard and grab on and hold him, because sometimes you can get called for defensive holding, and they're looking at that a little bit more these days. This is a way you do it where you just use the skill of the guys that you have, their threat to beat somebody outside, because you've seen DeForest Buckner do that. They use that to set up a great pass rush here. We get instant pressure, and 2nd and 1, no conversion. So this is now 3rd and 1 following the previous play, and this is a play that I showed in the Jimmy Ward video, talked about that with Jimmy Ward, but we're going to dive into the ins and outs of this play. So far in these videos, what we've seen is we've seen cover 1 pattern matching man coverage, we've seen cover 1 man with a lurk, and now we're just going to see cover 1 man coverage. So there's different ways to play man. It's not all the same. When they say man coverage, it's not all the same. And this is how you play different ways. It's still a simple call, but it's different ways to do that. And then it's also now different ways you can bring pass rush and put stress on the offensive line. So let's dive into this play and talk about what happens to set up 4th and 1. So first, we'll just talk about what we're going to do. We're just going to be in straight man coverage. We're manned up, we're pressed, man up, man up, man up. And then we have Fred Warner, who's walked up, but he's actually going to be in man on the running back. And we're going to bring Quan Alexander on a blitz. And then we're just going to have a single safety over the top. And really, he's going to be playing center field. He's not going to actually give help on the outside. So this is pretty trustworthy of our defensive coordinator to put two guys who were not neither of them were our starting guys at the beginning of the year. They're putting both these guys in a pressed look all the way out wide on an island. So that's a lot of trust in those guys. So this is what the defense that we run. So what the Rams are going to do, they're just going to run this receiver on a vertical. They're going to run this receiver on a vertical. And then they're going to run a deep over from Robert Woods here, or a Speedo. And then they're going to run a little in, out from Cooper Kupp. And they'll keep the running back in to block. He's just going to stay in and block. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to hit this deep over. That's really where they want to hit. It will work well against a cover one, because if you're in cover one, this safety is supposed to drop and help the deepest man at any part of the field in cover one man. So, he's supposed to drop with these verticals. So the idea will be these verticals will pull them over, because, again, if these receivers run a deep post, that safety's supposed to be there. But we're going to be playing aggressive on these and tasking our outside guys with picking these up. And then we're going to bring pressure to not allow a deeper developing play. So let's go to the film and watch how this happens. So here at the snap, you're going to see that K'Wan Williams does a good job of jamming the receiver. He disrupts the timing here, and he fights him the whole way. He understands where his leverage is, or where his help is, so he maintains good leverage. And by that, we mean he's not going to let the receiver just get a free up the field. He's going to be fighting, and then he's going to take an underneath or trail position, which is good because he understands he's got help over the top down the middle. So here on the outsides, our corners are trying to stay on top. K'Wan Williams is staying underneath his receiver. And this is what Jared Goff's going to see when he goes to look down the middle of the field. He sees a safety over the top, and we have K'Wan Williams in a trail, so he's bracketed. He has nowhere to throw because he's in a pump right here because of some pressure, and he sees that there's nowhere to throw the ball, that any way he tries to put it, it's taken up. And at this point, he has to bail out, and he tries to roll out and can't make a throw on the run to his receiver. So that's a really good job by K'Wan Williams and Jimmy Ward of bracketing the player that the Rams are trying to go to. They're trying to put their best player on your number 3 corner on a deep over, which is hard to cover. So we did a good job adjusting here and taking that away. So we'll jump to the end zone view and see how we set up the pass rush here. So this is a play where just our ferocious pass rush is on display. I mean, this is kind of a let's all meet at the quarterback kind of a thing. So let's just look at how we did this. So one thing I've really liked about our defense this year that we didn't have last year is our guys are taking very disciplined lanes in the pass rush. Before, sometimes you'd see quarterbacks run out because they had open lanes to get through. Here we're playing very disciplined lanes and very purposeful in what we're doing. And so here, Solomon Thomas is again going to be in the plugger role, so he's going to cross the face of the center and try and occupy the center towards that direction. We bring up Fred Warner again to make sure that the defense or that the offense has to account for him as a potential rusher. So that way the guard will be locked onto this side, so the center will not be able to just let Solomon Thomas go by. When he goes by, he has to pick him up because he can't be guaranteed that this linebacker is not rushing. So this is one way you can scheme by how you're bringing these guys up. When you see these guys up at the line of scrimmage and then they drop back and you think, wow, why do we do this every time? Well, this is one reason why, because you're causing the offense to account for different guys, whether or not they're rushing or not. So then we're going to have Eric Armstead's coming off the edge. Then DeForest Buckner is going to do the same thing he did the last play. He's going to attack the outside shoulder of the guard, and Nick Bosa is going to attack the outside of the tackle. What that will do is once again create a big void right in the middle here between the guard and the center. And then what we'll do after that is take Quan Alexander. I don't know why I have a hard time saying his name sometimes. We'll take Quan Alexander and run him on a blitz up the middle. And so we split these defenders, or these offensive linemen once again, and manufacture a rush. So he'll be one-on-one with the running back, and he does a great job with that. But again, you can see here that these are very specific formations that we're coming out in, that these guys are assigned to do specific things, to occupy linemen and take very specific run fits, so that way you have every lane covered. So if we jump back to the film here, now we'll see this happen. You see DeForest Buckner splits the guard. Nick Bosa is coming up on the tackle, that Solomon Thomas has now occupied the center and the guard, just like he's supposed to do. Sometimes the guy doesn't have his numbers, and this is why sometimes he's given dirty jobs, that He's not meant to get the sack. He's meant to take on a double team, so other guys have a free team. And so he comes in. We have Quan Alexander's coming in free on the running back, and he gives the running back a little ole and is coming at Jared Goff. So when Jared Goff is looking to throw and he has to throw, this is what I was saying, he's going to see bracket coverage on the receiver he's wanting to hit, and he can't do it. He wants to throw it, says that's not an option. And right here you can see the disruption of the quarterback. We have 4 guys all around the quarterback. That's what you love to see. And then he somehow actually escapes, but he can't throw on the run, and it's an incomplete pass. So again, this is where pass rush and coverage all tie in together. You know, people have said the reason why our defense is playing so well is just because of our pass rush. Well, yeah, but also our defenders are playing very well early in the downs. They're not giving up quick routes or quick wins by the receivers. They're understanding where they're going to be doing, and this is where, you know, trusting your defense and your pass rush helps you out, because you can take your safety and you don't have to put him deep down the middle of the field. You can, or deep down the sides of the field to help over the top, because, well, the routes aren't going to take that long to develop. So you can sit on intermediate underneath stuff, and really we've taken away everything. So this has been a lot of fun to watch, and, you know, I'm really impressed with what Robert Saleh has done this year schematically, and the players have been executing everything at an extremely high level. And so it's been a lot of fun to watch, and can't wait to see them in action Sunday against the Redskins. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit longer of a video. Sometimes some people said, you know, hey, some of the shorter videos are easier to digest, but I like showing sometimes a couple things in succession, because you can see the changes from play to play of what happens, and that we're not just executing the same defense really well every time, that we're able to execute several things really well, and how much strain is putting on defenses. And that is not just either pass rush or coverage, that it's really everything has been working together, and there's been a really fun defense to watch. Well, thanks for tuning in. As always, if you can support the channel anyway, it's appreciated. You don't have to, but I just love making 49ers content. So, well, thanks for tuning in, and go Niners.